Howdy, howdy. This is Blue Otter, and today we're playing Blueprints. So we are starting again in Entrance Hall. We have nothing special for today. It's been a little bit since I played, so gotta... Okay, let's go in. Okay, so we could do a study, a chapel, or store. I'm thinking the storeroom. Kind of start off with some stuff. So storeroom, we get a coin, a key, and a gem. A key, gem, and coin. So I am taking notes as we go through this. We have security, which requires a gem, which I do have. A corridor is always left unlocked. I think I want to hold that for later. You know, I'm thinking let's get the security out of the way first. Mount Holly thing. Let's go through. So far, nothing left. Keycard system. Change offline. Yeah, let's have them unlocked. Set security level. You should expect to see 1 or 2 security doors with low settings and 5 or 6 with high. Actually, I think it's if we do high. My keycard door security doors that will be deployed in your estate. Return to security menu. So if I'm not mistaken, that should mean that there's a lot of security doors, but they're all locked, or they're all unlocked. Connecting to network. Let's see. Okay, that's not available. Let's see, staff. Special orders. If you would like a special brand of gum or a favorite fruit from the commissary. We place a special order. What would we like? Let's go with the running shoes. Okay, remote terminal access. It's possible to connect other view active terminals. We don't have any. Okay. Let's go ahead and log out. Until further notice, the antechamber has been unlocked. Okay. See, like here's pine and pen. The missing letter is E. Let's go check this door. So we could do a parlor, a bedroom. I'm leaning towards a bedroom. So that gives us some extra steps. Do I want to use my key? Yeah, we'll use my key. And I got a key. Oh, it's a silver key. And a gem. I will take that. Okay. A closet, 2 extra items if drafted. Ooh, yeah, I can't turn that down. A bedroom closet. So we have bedroom closet. I'm seeing we have a key. A gem. Is that... No, that's not a security key card. We have the metal detector, which is great. And there should be a 4th item. Yeah, I thought that was it. The electronic key card. Opens electronically powered security doors, which... So now if... If I can get the power on... let's see, pantry to... It doesn't matter because they're all going to be... Let's go ahead and do the pantry. We'll get our 4 coins. Ooh, and an apple. And that metal detector is already telling me where my coins are. And that's already sealed off. All right, so we have... This section is completely closed off. But we have the security room right there. So that's going to be helpful. Maybe. Green spare room. The den. I'm thinking the den, and we'll pick up a gem. Ooh, and a coin. So let's go and... Ooh, there's over here. Feeling that was my silver key. What is this? This is a lockpick. Lockpick kit. Will occasionally be able to unlock some normal doors. I think we're gonna go for the Nook, which is guaranteed to give me at least a key. I might be able to get a coin off of it. And we have this. What do we get? We got ivory dice. And 4 coins. I just had to give up one of my keys. But I do have a lockpick set, so I think we're gonna go with West Wing Hall. Because I know this one will tend to get locked away pretty quickly. Let's see if we can get this. Okay, the chapel, you lose a coin. Parlor there. Kitchen, everything will link back to the previous one. You know, let's do the kitchen. I don't usually do the kitchen very often. Okay, no coins. It goes right into the den. Today's main course. Porterhouse steak. Plus an additional 10 if you have a showroom in your house. We have a tomato soup. 5 for every red room in your house. A club sandwich and a banana adds 3. Okay. The main course is served only in the dining room. Okay. So we might come back. Commissary, let's do the spare green room. Because the guest bedroom would close it off. We got a gym. Now the garage would close this out. I'm gonna do the corridor. Of course, the garage, I have to have the power. There's a claim ticket for a magnifying glass, which I have to do the boudoir. Oh, I could always redraw because I've got those dice. That gives me the coin purse. It gives me an extra key. There's this safe, but I don't have the safe code. I've never been able to figure out the safe codes. Okay. We're going to do a regular hallway. My concern is that the hallway is going to be... eventually I'm gonna be locked out of going further north. See, and now it's west wing. So I think as soon as I pick up this one, then the west wing is gonna be locked. This door is locked. Let's see if we can do the lockpick key, which we were able to do. Observatory drawing room. You may draw new floor plans while drafting in this room. I haven't figured out that one. The billiard room. That one's fun. I think the drawing room is honestly going to be the best because it's going to allow us to open up the map. We got 2 coins. Each time you click on a door, you will draw 3 floor plans from which you must select one to draft. However, there are some items rooms that will allow you to redraw if you don't. Yeah. That's in general. There's this that goes to a safe, but again, I've tried the codes that I have and none of them work. So it's this one's the one that I want to do. Yeah. Courtyard, guest bedroom gives me 10, and then there's a locksmith which would allow me to buy more keys. I don't think I'm quite desperate for that, but the courtyard would be really good. But I don't have a shovel. Unless they just gift me the shovel. It's not looking like hosts? No. Well, it's only one dig site, so... There's the utility closet, which would give me the breaker. Passageway would require 2 gems. Laboratory, I don't understand what... I don't know if there's any benefit for that one. Utility closet would be good if I encounter... But... Let's do the passageway. Or should I redraw? Let's redraw. On second thought, let's do the library. The History of Orlandia, the 2nd edition. So, the History of Orlandia. Okay, the book was reviewed and cleared by publication by the Finn Areas Central Board of Education. It has been edited to conform to our department standards, including the omission of sections deemed inaccurate or unsuitable for public dissemination. Right. Right. Okay. Next page. Well, that's very helpful. The name used to designate the realms of the Eastern Waters is no longer known to the average citizen of the elder generation. We must permit our leaders to enjoy us to abandon our past. Well, isn't that just love? Don't you just love censorship? Most historians mark the beginning of the First Era, often denoted as a era, by the ascension of the first king, whose name Orius would later grace the burgeoning township in which he was crowned. Orius was known before his coronation as a prominent merchant, lord of considerable means and influence, whose sway in the region made him the ideal candidate for the unification of the surrounding province. Regrettably, history is not always forthcoming, and the surviving records of those bygone days are mostly limited to trade agreements and sales receipts. Nevertheless, we can deduce from these ledgers that Orius had but one aim: expansion. The territory spread forth from the heart of Orius, and by the end of the 1st century, the new kingdom was born. In the 2nd era, in the 4th king, who split the vast domains into 3 equal shares, 3 realms for his 3 children. To the eldest he granted the fields and mountains of his great-grandfather, the middle province and heartspring of the kingdom. The eldest accepted the gift. To the youngest he bestowed upon him the realm of Arches Ares, the land of the northern storms. a wild and untamed expanse which at the times was not as developed, but a good deal was vast more than the eldest brother's lot. And to the middle child, his only daughter, he gifted her the southern region, Erasia, a land steeped in tradition. The third era. As the second era drew to a close, the three sovereign realms had achieved a period of remarkable progress and prosperity. Each of these distinct regions, ruled by their respective sibling monarchs, had blossomed, cultivating the bountiful resources of their lands and developing a unique character and culture that set them apart from one another. Despite these differences, the sibling monarchs managed to maintain friendly relations throughout their lives and were known for their cooperation in matters of trade and transportation. The succeeding generations of their heirs continued that tradition, and the third era was defined by commerce between the realms, further strengthening their bond and laying the foundation for the promise of a prosperous and bright future. The fourth era. As the kingdom entered the fourth era, a different kind of ruler took the reins of power. King Decius III was a king who was often seen drinking, a sight that shocked not only the gentry and the court, but the masses as well. Seems to be a note. Baron Sinclair, thank you so much for your cooperation with our department in this investigation. We know our presence is never convenient, especially for those of your social status, so it means all the more that you are not only tolerant, but also willing to aid our efforts in getting this business done as quickly as possible. We are returning with this letter the book you lent us, though I must confess it was not as much as I had hoped. I had heard that your library of rare and restricted books was quite extensive, and I was told by a reliable source that if a first edition, an uncensored copy of the history of Aranda could be found, it would likely be found within the Baron's own collections, but perhaps I was misinformed. Still, part of me thinks that you may have given me a censored copy as a jest, a taste, if you will, for the bureaucrat of his own medicine. If that is the case, then I say, well done, fair play. And perhaps on my next visit, we'll have a laugh about this after you give me the actual manuscript. Until then, Detective Bond Margle, Redguard. Yeah, that sounds like, can we not move it over? Okay. King Noan of the castle reviewed and becoming of the common folk. These voices planted the seeds which took root in the grand city of Finn. Yeah, honestly, it sounds like, oh no, didn't you totally had a copy, wink wink, of the uncensored version. Yeah, that sounds like you wanted to confiscate it. Oh, there's the other half of the page. Okay. Decius was known as the king of Noan when he made the decision to move Wingcastle and court behind. People were overjoyed by this choice and were those who viewed the king's conduct to be unbecoming of his common folk. These voices planted the seed which took root in the grand city of Fern. The era of ruin. After the passing of King Decius III, the fourth era came to an abrupt end. Thankfully, the king died. That is an abrupt end. On the very next day, the 6th of October, the Princess Learson of Finn declared himself the true monarch. Or Prince Learson of Finn declared himself the true monarch. This declaration was bolstered by a number of supporters due to the fact that Decius IV shared little of his virtues. As the prospect of civil war seemed inevitable, the realm's regiments were hastily recalled from the frontiers to stamp out and put an end to the Finsurrection. However, instead of restoring order, what ensued was a savage and merciless campaign against their own people. The gardens of Finn, once a center of splendor, were transformed into a battlefield as the cries of the innocent echoed through the city streets, stained in red. The brutality of the pacification of Finn did not go unnoticed by neighbors. As sympathy for the city surged, allies came forward to lend support. Among them was the general of the Northern Regiment, who, sickened by the barbaric actions of the other battalions, joined forces with Prince Learson to form a formidable army. Together, they leveraged their political influence and favors to persuade the nearby realms of Arch, Ares, and Nuance to join their cause. However, even with the tide turning in their favor, victory did not come easy. The War of the Fifth Era lasted 22 long years and saw buried one of every 3 men. Prince Learson himself added another number to the casualties. However, even in his death, he had won. Oris had fallen, and with it, the realm. The black flags that had flown for 5 eras were burned, and in their place, red banners were hoisted in honor of the fallen of Finn. The few remaining members of the former royal family fled in fear of their lives to the south, forever exiled. The current era. Today, the realms inherited by the 3 Finn, Ares, Arch, Ares, and Eraja once again stand united as allies. Though the distance between our peoples has grown, our connection to this land remains as strong as ever. The spruce and birch that span across the realms serve as a constant reminder that we all share a common past. For this is, despite everything else, a land rich in history, a land of mirth and wonder, a land that sprung forth the greatest empire the world has ever seen, the land of our fathers and our mothers and of our children. Really? You had... That's like the dedication page. Okay, that was really interesting. And we got either a coin or a key, something. There it is. And we had a coin. Total time. Yeah, that, I believe it. Okay, look, my first claim ticket. Okay, Baron of Mount History, name's nephew, provision heir. Favorite floor plans. I wouldn't say the workshop's my favorite one. Largest purchase, yeah. Okay. I like that it kind of has some stats. Okay, so now we go to the library up here. We have the weight room, lose half our steps, commissary, or the laundry room. Yeah, let's try it. Laundry room. Or I can redraw floor plans. Let's redraw the floor plans. For your hallway doors are always unlocked. Freezer freezes your accounts, and rotunda, which we can rotate. You know, I don't think I've ever been in the rotunda. So let's do that one. It says we can rotate it, so I wonder... So we can do that. Or we can rotate it one more time. I think I want to do that so we can open up this side. We can rotate. Oh, bet. If we can do that, let's do the gym. But I'm going to lose 2 steps to go in. It's a security door, but I don't think it's on. So let's go back up here to the hallway. Right, is this where I want to go? Yeah. Let's try. You don't seem to be able to pick this lock. Okay, let's use the key. We have the observatory. A chapel. Let's do the chapel. Because ironically enough, that makes the rotunda that much more powerful. We have the billiard room, the commissary. I think I want to do the billiard room because there's usually something in there. And it's a train and a car. No, a cart and a chart. Okay, 4. I think this gets progressively harder. Okay, so this is add, subtract, multiply, and divide. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 8 and 4 is 12 is also 3. 23 minus 3 is 20. Multiplied by 3 is 60. Divided by 6 is 10. Thank you very much. So here we have, oh, we have the conference room. Whatever items would be spread throughout the house, they are placed in this room instead. So conference room. Can't do the observatory because I don't have a gym. See, we have, this is safe code 9083. But I mean, of all the safes that I've been around, I still can't find anything. What is this? Some special rooms allow you to spread items throughout your house. When items are spread, they are immediately placed in several of the rooms currently in your estate. However, if you have a conference room, spread items gather here. Ooh, and then we have a banana. That's the lockpick. We have the dining room. Each meal. Yeah, we're gonna have to do the dining room. Parlor, laboratory. I would really like to do the laboratory, but I have a feeling we're gonna have to do the parlor. Yep, we have the wind up. And this one. The statement in one of the other two boxes would be true if you replace the word every with the word this. Every box contains gems. That's false. Every box is black. That's false. Wait. This box contains gems. This box is black. See this one? It's probably the other one. Oh, nope. We got 2 gems. I am shocked. Let's lockpick. Less likely to find items laying around in your house, guest room, or boiler room. It's a power source. Which we're going to do to go into boiler room. It's going to cost a gem. Oh, that was a ladder. It's like, let me touch everything that I can. Okay, maybe it's a matter that I need to come in from that side of the room. Ooh, okay, dark room. You cannot see this floor plan while drafting room. Dark room. I wonder why I was able to rotate the gem. Yeah, I know. We're gonna fix to lose our lights. So there's really not anything. There's usually something in here. Ooh. This one's got 3 dots. There 4 dots and 3 dots. Let's do this one. Weight room. I'm gonna lose half of a martite. Nope. Just one? Okay. Secret passage, observatory. Let's do a secret passage. Ballroom. Whenever you enter ballroom, set your gem to 2. Okay. Furnace, commissary. The only one I can do is furnace. Which locks off that half of the room, or half of the building. Might as well step inside. I don't think I've ever been inside this. Oh, maybe I have. I need a shovel. Let's do... Yeah, I completely forgot to go check out, get my gemstones and the west gate. Only one I can do is the locksmith. Which all it is buying keys, so I'm not gonna go in. I'm gonna go back down here. Through the dark room. No. Conference room to the other side. I mean, it's now or never, so let's go ahead and use it. East Wing Hall. That's just 2 bedrooms. I don't have a gym. Let's go ahead and do the utility closet, but I'm not going to go in there just yet. I'm already locked in. So then we have the... utility closet and the lavatory. All right, last step. Nope. I should have just gone into there. I was gonna try to go into the utility closet and try to see if I couldn't figure it out again. House may be a little bit different. Yeah, that's Red Manor, 6 red rooms. right. I think that's gonna do it for today. So thank you for watching. Have an utterly fantastic day, and see you next time.